Hi Estelle, just Troy from Lexus here. I just wanted to put together a little video so you can see how to operate your new NX. So as you see right now, I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I just wanted to point out there's a couple of really nice features right over here. As you see on the top left, this car features automatic high beams, which basically you engage this button by pushing it in. And if it's pushed in, then you push the lever forward for your lights, and that would essentially put your high beams on automatic. So when your normal nighttime lights come on, you get into a dim light situation, automatically the car adjusts to it, gives you high beams when you need it, and takes them off when you do not. Now you'll also see there's the light that's a green light that says BSM. Those are your blind spot monitors. So anytime they are not active, that just means you may have inadvertently turned that light off. So when the light is on, it is functional. I will turn it off and just show you what you will see and experience. So I'm just going to put the camera on the side here and I'm going to turn it back on. So there you have it. So either driver's or passenger side, it's going to illuminate in bright orange in the mirror and let you know that you're in danger of having something in your blind spot. So that being said, there's another really nice feature that I wanted you to be aware of. You see that little green P on the right side? So that is indicative that your park sensors are turned on. Now you have to really dig into the computer to turn those off. They've made it a lot more difficult to inadvertently turn off. So all I want you to know is you need to see that green light, and that just means that they are active. Now you also see on here, just much like the ES that you've been driving for the last few weeks, the controls have lots of options right on the steering column itself. Now you'll see here on the bottom right side of the steering wheel, this little button that looks like a car going out of its lane. That's your lane keep assist. So what that's going to do is it's going to actually keep you honest. It wants to keep you in the middle of the lane. If you do not like that function, you'll see just corresponding, there's a little icon right at the bottom there that looks just like it. Sorry about the flickering lights here. So there's an icon that looks just like that one on the actual screen. So to shut off or turn on, you just simply push that button. So I'm going to push it again and turn it back on. You get a message that your lane trace assist is turned on, your steer assist is active. I urge you to try that function. Not necessarily everybody's favorite, but it's definitely something that you have at your disposal. But it's a simple matter of just turning this button on and off if you don't like it. What you're going to experience basically is the car is poised to keep you in the center. So it sees the symmetry in the road. It's going to want to keep you in the middle of the lane. It's a nice feature. It is deactivated by signaling. So if you change your lanes and signal normally, then the system will not fight you. If you inadvertently stray from your lane, then you may get the warnings and the alerts. So green P, you want to see it on all the time. The little white icon that looks like the car going out of its lane below the park symbol there, that is your lane keep assist, again, which is operated by that little button on the bottom left. Okay. Now you'll also see you've had your Lexus for years, so you know that the cruise control, the lever looks basically the same, but now by default it actually gives you what's called dynamic radar cruise control. So what it's doing now is the vehicle, you'll see the icon that appeared now, it looks like a little speedometer with a car in front of it. So what that essentially is doing now, it will pace you based on traffic in front of you. Now there's another button here that corresponds with that. See this one right here? It looks like a little sonar on the front of a vehicle. If you adjust that, you get different distance settings. So there's 3, 2, or 1 chevrons. So you access them by pushing this button, okay? So if you want to make a change to it, I'm pushing the button, or 1. Now what the difference is between these is the 3 setting is the longest setting, which is about 50 meters. Then you have a shorter setting, which is the 2, which is about 40 meters. And then the 1 is about 30 meters. Now this is up to you to decide whether you want to use this feature or not. You can simply use standard cruise control on this vehicle, much like your other vehicle. And I'm going to show you the process here. So if I push the button on the end once, the same button that you've always had on your cruise control, you get the message that the radar cruise is active. You'll see the icon with the green speedometer and the green car. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm just going to press and hold the on button for a few seconds. Then the radar disappears and it just becomes standard cruise control like you've had on your RX for years. So there's a complete customization option for you. If you want to do it with the car doing the work for you, then you can certainly use the dynamic radar mode. If you're more accustomed to the standard cruise control, then you have that option to use as well. Now, this is not your actual vehicle. I will be grabbing it shortly, and I will be setting all of these features for you so that there's no real mysteries. Now you'll see here, there's your heated and cooled seats and all those sorts of things. Pretty straightforward with your climate control as far as turning up the heat and turning down the heat, air conditioning on and off. They all have corresponding buttons that allow you to do that seamlessly. And you do have dual zone control, as you see there, where you can actually have different settings for the driver and the passenger side. Okay, so that's basically the safety features of the vehicle. Now, there is a pre-collision system in these vehicles standard. It's going to be one of those features you don't necessarily want to see working, but just know that it is there ready for you in the event that you may, come close to a rear end of a vehicle without the ability to stop quickly enough. Then the car will adjust on the fly. So now you have drive modes. Most of the time people just keep the vehicle in normal mode. That gives you all the fuel efficiency and everything that the vehicle is rated for. So that being said, you're driving the vehicle as it's intended to be. However, you do have the option to go into a fuel savings mode. You turn it to eco mode, turn it to the left, then you'll see the eco sign comes on the bottom left of your cluster there, and it shows that you're in economy mode. Now, essentially you're asking the vehicle for less output in that mode, so you're going to not have as much power. Now, if I push the button back in, by just depressing the button back in, it goes to normal mode. Then opposite of that, if I turn it to the right, you're going to get a corresponding sport sign there. So you're essentially asking the engine for a little less output, a little more output, and it's going to give you a little bit more of an aggressive feel, and the vehicle is going to perform at a little bit more of an aggressive level. Now, that will cost you a little bit more fuel. So that being said, to just put it back into normal mode, there you go. Okay. I hope you're getting the gist of these features, and of course I can make some other videos for you later to go into this stuff in more detail. I just want you to get kind of a working knowledge of everything. However, I will make sure that your lights, wipers, high beams, and everything are on automatic when I bring your car to you today. And that way you don't have to worry about them. You just get used to the fact that you want to see that green P, you want to see the lane keep assist, and all those sorts of things. Now, these vehicles are also equipped with Lexus Safety Connect. Now, this is something that you can do very simply by, if you see here, just in the mirror options, you'll see there's a little button that says SOS there. So what I would like you to do when you have about 15-20 minutes of time to spare, you simply get in the car, turn on the engine, and press that button, and then follow the instructions, and then a live operator will come on and get you registered for the Lexus N form. Now, there is a remote start app that I'm going to send you some information on to be able to get that app sent to your smartphone so that you can take full advantage of all of these new features. I will explain in more detail. Anytime that you have any questions, of course, you've got my phone number, you can call me. Now, just a quick overview of the GPS system. As you see there, it's a nice large LCD display. If I hit the menu button here on the front, so this is your mouse pad, so this controls all your actions on the screen. So if I push that menu button, then you'll see there's a host of menus down the bottom. If I scroll over to destination, for instance, and I enter the destination, then I can just go to the search tab. Sorry about the video here. It's tough to see, sorry. I can't get the right lighting here. So you go to a search tab, and then it, just like your other GPS, it becomes a QWERTY keyboard. So you click on that, then it'll become a QWERTY keyboard, and then you can just type in the destination by searching address, all that sort of stuff. So that's basically straightforward. It's pretty similar to what Lexus has had for years. No big deal, okay? Now, the telephone connection part. I'm assuming you have a working decent knowledge of your personal handset. So what you will need to do to get your phone paired up, it's pretty quick and seamless. So what you're essentially going to do is you're going to open these settings on your telephone, select Bluetooth, make sure Bluetooth is turned on. And then once the Bluetooth is turned on, then you hit this menu button again, down the bottom here, menu. And then what I want to go is set up on the far right side. And then I'm going to go over to the left and I'm going to select Bluetooth. Now, once I've selected Bluetooth, then it's searching for your phone. And then once you say add phone, then it's going to, it says add new device there. So once I add new device, then it's going to search for your phone because you've opened your Bluetooth. Then it's going to ask you if this connection is the right one, and then you just say yes. Okay. This is something that I could maybe do for you when I get there today, without too much contact, obviously in this new age of, you know, contactless delivery and all that sort of stuff. So that's the basics of it. Now you do have a programmable garage door opener, which is on the actual, the rear view mirror. Sorry, I can't even get the lighting properly in here. Sorry about that. But that, you can call me and I can get some better information for you. And we do have a valet driver who is very adept at these sorts of things, and he could come out and essentially get that hooked up for you. Now, I also wanted to point out something else as far as these reverse sensors are concerned. So this is tied to that green P that I mentioned to you here. So I'm sitting near a glass window behind me. So I'm just going to put the car in reverse. It's going to show you your backup camera. And I'm not sure how well you can see the little icon on the top right side. It looks like a virtual picture of a car with a couple of trouble lights in the back. So that's showing you that I'm very close to an obstruction behind me. Now, if you do not heed the warnings, those beeps and boops that you heard there is the initial warning. If it gets to a solid beep, you're right on top of whatever it is. Now, if it won't allow you to do that, essentially. So if you're backing up and the car warns you and then you get past the point of no return, the car will essentially stop for you. So it'll brake in reverse, it'll brake forward, it'll keep you in your lane, it'll keep you pacing behind other vehicles. So these are as state of the art as Lexus has been ever. And I know it's going to be a little overwhelming for you to get the gist of all of this stuff, but just know that I'm here to help in whatever way I can. Despite the fact that I'm not in the office on a day-to-day, I can certainly get you the information you need. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you later this morning, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.